I rise today with Majority Leader Steny to ring the alarm on the current situation in Sudan and underscore our support for timely, free and fair referendum on the independence of South Sudan and Abyei. Let me begin by thanking the Majority Leader for calling this critical, important special order and for his continued leadership on this issue.
Now, as on my congressional delegation to Sudan 3 years ago, our focus remains the same: promoting peace, stability, and reconstruction across the whole of Sudan. This is not only our moral obligation, but an important national security goal as well. We must work to ensure that Sudan does not become a safe haven for terrorists.
Let me be clear. To me, this may not be the most important issue to most of my constituents. I know that. I realize that. Jobs are more important. The economy is more important. But America has always been, and I think always should be, more than just about business. It has to be about morality and ethics as well. And in this case, the morality of a genocide, or the immorality of a genocide, the immorality of keeping people enslaved, literally enslaved at one point in the history of Sudan, the recent point, is something that I think only America is qualified to stand up and scream about.
On January 9, 2005, members of the United States government, including myself, witnessed the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in Nairobi, Kenya. The Comprehensive Peace Agreement ended the ghastly 21-year civil war between the North and the South of Sudan, a war that claimed the lives of 2 million Southerners and displaced more than 4 million, a war in which the Bashir regime used aerial bombings against innocent, defenseless children, women, men, disabled people, elderly, a war that nearly destroyed an entire region, South Sudan.
While it may have slipped from the front page of the newspapers and headlines of the nightly news, the crisis in Sudan is still in a very critical stage. In Darfur, rape is being used as a means of terror and warfare. Hundreds of thousands of people are living in refugee camps or are displaced from their homes. Militias with strong ties to the government in Khartoum brutalized Darfurians, so we have a long way to go before the people of Darfur can feel safe and return to a normal life.
We know from the history of this country that supporting democracy is not something we do because it's easy. We do it because it's right. It's not something because it happens overnight. It's something we support because we know through the arc of history bending towards justice, we move towards a more democratic and free world, and that should apply as much to the people of Sudan and the continent of Africa as it does here for those blessed enough to be born in the United States.
The United States cannot and will not turn a blind eye to genocide in Darfur or to corruption and poor leadership in any part of Sudan. Too much blood has been shed and too many lives have been lost. The United States must continue to work with our international allies to provide aid and promote peace, because that's the right thing to do.
The Bashir regime must know that the whole world is watching. We cannot divert our attention from Sudan. We must remain committed and insist upon the full implementation of the CPA to ensure sustainable peace.
The message to Khartoum must be that a dismissal of the CPA in any form will not be tolerated. We demand free and fair referendum for the people of South Sudan and Abyei. We demand justice and accountability. We demand a real end to genocide in Darfur.
Finally, to the people of Sudan, we stand with you. You deserve far more than the bloodshed and death and dislocation that year after year have brought you. You deserve what we all deserve: a chance to live our lives and raise our children in peace. And America will do everything in its power to ensure that January is the beginning of that chance.